Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing showing you guys choosing my February TBR. So I'm going to be doing this in the same style that I have been doing all of my other TBR videos that I've been doing recently. So we are going to stand up, go through my shelves, take a look at my options for the month. And yeah, that's actually it. It's not a complicated process, but I am hopefully planning to choose less books to go on my February TBR. I'd very much like to keep it under 8. Yeah, I feel like that's a good goal. My January TBR, I didn't do like the worst job on, but I just feel like I chose way too many books and it got a little overwhelming. And by the midpoint of the month, I was like, well, I want to read different things now. So I'm hoping that with February, I'm going to go into it with better intentions, I'm going to choose less books, and hopefully that'll work well for me. So I'm thinking 8. There are also less days in February, so like less books would be a good option for February. I do also have a couple of new releases that are coming out in February that I'm so excited about that we will talk about at the end. But for now, let's just go through my shelves and take a look at what I could read for February. I have already taken a little bit of a look. I don't think there's like anything on my first shelf that I have here that I want to read in February. So we are going to start with the shelf and we will go through it and see what sparks my fancy. I have like a couple of ideas, but for the most part, I don't know. So let's just get up and take a look. All right, so we're gonna start with the second shelf down here because I think I've read everything that is on the top shelf up here. Is that true? Wow, look at me go. Anyway, let's take a look at this shelf. So I'm thinking, you know, maybe I'll pull off some options like more than 8 and then I can whittle it down a little bit later. Cause I feel like there's some books that I'm like, maybe, but like what's its competition gonna be? You know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna pull off The Wolf and the Woodsman by Ava Reed. This feels like the kind of book that I should read in winter. So we'll go ahead and pull that off for now. I'm also thinking I'd like to maybe read Poison Study this month. This could also be an option. Also, something I would really like to try to read this month is not Paladin's Grace itself, but I would really like to finally finish Paladin's Strength, which is the second book in this series. I started it last February actually and I got really bored, but I really would like to continue the rest of the series. I know they follow different couples, so it's not a huge deal that I'm not loving the second one, but I feel like I need to read the second one to be satisfied with continuing the series, so I think I might pick up Paladin's Strength on audio and read the rest of it that way. So I'm gonna pull Paladin's Grace off as like a little placeholder. I'd also really like to buy the covers of the rest of them because I think they're so cool. I love these so much. So we will pull these 3 off of this, whoops, that was loud, off of this shelf for now. Moving down a couple of shelves, I'm not really thinking there's anything on either of these that I want to read in February. I have my eye on a couple of books for March, like I really want to read Electra, but I don't think this is the month for it. I really want to continue the Farseer trilogy, but I don't know if I'll get to Assassin's Quest in February. I have not finished Royal Assassin yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to finish it up this weekend, so I will be ready for Assassin's Quest, but I just don't know if I'm going to get to it in February or not. Also, there is like a giant space here, which is where Jonathan Stranger Mr. Norrell is going to be. I know I said I was going to read that one in January, but I actually have different plans for that book now. I'm going to be starting like a big book, quarterly book club kind of thing on my Patreon, and I'm planning to read that one, is it like July through September? So that's being pushed, so don't worry about that. But as for everything else, a lot of these books I've read, a lot of them I'm just not in the mood for, so probably none of these, which is super lame. I was gonna say I'm moving to a shelf that I probably have something that I want to read on, but I don't know if I want to read any of these in February. I don't know what the reading vibe for February is, I guess. Oh, I just don't know. Because there's so many books I'm like, maybe I want to read that in March. But I'm like, why? Maybe I will we'll pull out An Exorcism of Fairies as an option for January, February, whatever month it's gonna be. This is, oh, see, like I kind of want to save I just have so many books that I have like specific months that I think I should read them in. So I feel like I don't have many of those for February. Which is kind of weird. I don't know. Because this is like a dark academia book, but I'm like, shouldn't I read this in September? But I also kind of want to read it now. I think I'm gonna pull this one off. This is, like I said, like a dark academia romance with fairies. It sounds good, so I'm gonna pull this off as an option for February. I can't save every single book for a different month. That's just not gonna work. I've also been contemplating a reread of Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones. I again don't know if this is gonna happen in February, but I think I'm gonna pull it off just as an option. Moving down to some classics. I'm in a little bit of a classics mood right now, I would say, so I think there are a couple here, there are a couple there that I want to pull off. The first one I'm thinking is Anne of Windy Willows by Ella Montgomery. Look how beautiful this book is. I haven't heard, you know, like the best things about this book, but I need to continue the Anne series. I'm very excited for just everything that Elle Montgomery writes, so gonna be continuing the Anne series for sure. I'm also a little bit tempted by Emily of New Moon. I could start this series as well. Maybe I don't want to read 2 Elle Montgomerys in the same month though. So I might put this one back for now, but maybe next month I'll read this one. Moving down a shelf, I definitely have a book on here that I need to read. I think I put it on my winter TBR, so again, swiftly running out of time for that. So I would really like to read A Treachery of Swans by A.B. Poranek. This is like a YA Swan Lake retelling kind of situation, and I've been saying I need to read it for months, so hopefully this is finally that month. Is there anything else on the shelf? The Cruel Prince reread, always in the back of my mind. I'm not gonna do it though. I'm thinking Daughter of the Forest for next month. Should I pull it off for this month? I'll pull it off as an option. We'll see. Moving on to the last shelf, we have like the other half of my classic shelf, and I do have a couple on here that I would like to get to. The first one, actually I think both of the, what's behind here? Nothing that I want to read right now. Okay. Both of the books that I pull off I'm very excited about. So the first one we have is Blood in the Mist by Hope Mirrlees. So excited. Fantasy written in the 1920s about fairies, thank you, yes. Then I have my Patreon buddy read for the month, which is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. Again, very excited about this one. I read Jane Eyre last year, so we had a little bit of Bronte last year, so we need a little bit of Bronte this year. Also, the movie is coming out in February, which I have thoughts about, but I feel like I want to read the book and watch the movie so I can have full thoughts about it. I'm a little intrigued. It's Wuthering Heights. I'm curious. So we have this one. Is this it? Is this all I want to pull off the shelf? I could pull off my little tiny edition of Wuthering Heights, which I do really like. Look how small it is. It's so cute. All right, that one can come off too. I think that's it. I think those are all the books. Yeah? Anything else? Anything hiding? I don't think so. I think this is it. All right. Actually, I did select a lot of books. We'll talk through them. Hang on. All right, we have the books. Maybe too many books. Definitely too many books. As I was going through the shelves, I was like, wow, I'm not really pulling off that many. Enter this stack. I don't know. So we need to whittle this down quite a bit actually, because I do have some new releases for the month as well. I'm thinking my new goal is 9 books. I feel like 9's a good number. Also, if I do 9 books, I can do like a nice little 3x3 grid in my reading journal. Not the main factor, but a motivating factor. So I thought we could take a quick look at the new releases that I'm excited for. I have a page for them in my journal, just so I don't forget any. I think there are only 2 that I can think of off the top of my head that I want to read in February, because I have 3 written down here, and one of them I'm not gonna get to. I could also push one of these. Oh no, I have so many books I want to read in March too. There's so many, like my new releases page cracks me up because I have like so many for the first 4 months of the year, and there's like nothing. Just crickets for the rest of the year for the most part. So obviously the first book and the book that I'm most excited to read in February is Agnes Aubert's Mystical Cat Shelter by Heather Fawcett. I am so excited about this. This comes out on the 17th of February, and I am going to the bookstores on the 17th to get this. I need it in my grubby little hands. And then the other new release that I'm planning to read in February is And Now Back to You by B.K. Borison. This is the second book in the Heartstrings series, I believe. And I feel like it'll be a good little romance for February. I feel like I have some like fantasy romance, a lot of fantasy romance kind of for February, but I don't have any strictly just like normal contemporary, that's the word, contemporary romance for February, which I don't love contemporary romance, so like that's why I don't have a lot of it for February. But I really like the first book in the series, so I think this one will be good. So like this one makes the cut. So, And Now Back to You, hopefully we'll be reading in February. And then the third release that I have in February actually comes out on the 3rd, so very soon. Is that today? No, that's tomorrow. As I'm posting this, it's tomorrow. But Isles of the Emberdark by Brandon Sanderson is getting trad published tomorrow, I think. The Kickstarter edition came out sometime last year, but it's getting trad published tomorrow. So I want to read that at some point. It is kind of in the same world as one of the stories from Arcanum Unbounded, which I literally have never gotten through. I have started it like 4 times. And every time I started, I just get bored and I stop reading it. So I'm like, should I read this one? I don't know. I feel like it'll be better than just the short story because it's like a fully fleshed out novel, but I am a little bit hesitant about it, so I'm probably not gonna get to it in February. I'd like to get to it at some point in time this year, but probably not in February. Maybe over the summer. The cover of the book is kind of giving me a summer feeling. I think it's got like, there's something to do with birds. Tropical birds? I don't know, I could be so off the mark with that. But those are the two, because I'm not reading the last one, the 2 new releases that I have for this month. And then we need to whittle this down to about 7. Actually, that won't be too bad. So the first couple are absolutely staying. I'm going to be reading Blood in the Mist. Very excited about this. I'm going to be reading Wuthering Heights, because I need to. Daughter of the Forest, I'm a little bit iffy on for February, so I might put this to the side for now. But I know for sure I want to read A Treachery of Swans, so this can also be added to that stack. I know for sure I want to read Anne of Windy Willows, so we're at 4 books. Who gets to stay? I don't know. I think maybe I'll push off my reread of House Moving Castle. This could be like a fun, like, summer reread maybe. Exorcism of Fairies gets to stay in like the medium pile. Maybe I'll keep it in the medium pile. But this one literally sounds so good. I'm so excited about it. I feel like maybe I should try and read it in February. It says she's the daughter of morticians studying botany, and he is the professor of morbid anatomy, and the Fae are possessing the good people of Dublin with flora. It sounds so good. I bought it because it sounded good. Every time I've read the synopsis, I'm like, oh my god, I need to read that. And then I don't. So we're actually gonna do it this time. I think I'm gonna put this one on the February TBR. And then I also definitely want to put Paladin Strength on my February TBR. So I feel like, is that it? No, I need one more. So who gets to stay? That's the real question. I feel like it's probably between these 3. What do you guys think? Maybe I'll let you guys choose. Let me know in the comments which one you think I should read in February out of these 3 books. So we have Poison Study, we have The Wolf and the Woodsman, and then we also have Daughter of the Forest. So thoughts, opinions, I'll let you guys choose. Let me know. So yeah, I feel like that's my final February TBR. I'm pretty happy with these selections. I feel like they're good for February. I don't know, I feel like there's romance of some form in most of these. So I'm pretty happy about my smaller, more manageable TBR. I feel like I chose way too many books in January. It's a pit that I seem to fall in so frequently, so hopefully this is a nice, manageable stack for me for February. I'm feeling good about this. And I'm very excited to get back into the Saint of Steel series. I've been wanting to retry Paladin Strength. I think I might start over from the beginning as well. Now am I going to? Do I remember enough? I feel like I remember enough. Maybe I could start from where I was. I'll decide on that later. But just a lot of good books this month. A lot of things I'm very excited for. A lot of things I'm very intrigued by. So obviously this video begs the question, what are you guys putting on your February TBR? Do you have any fun romance reads for February, or is that not really your vibe for February? I'd love to know what you're going to be focusing on. As I said, for February, my Patreon buddy read is going to be Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. So if you've been wanting to read it, if you've been looking for some motivation to read it, if you want to come read it with some lovely people over on my Patreon, the link will be below. I'm super excited about this. We will have a whole live discussion at the end of the month about it. Also, I'm going to be doing a fun week-long readathon over there in February. I have not announced the details for it just yet. I'm still working out a couple of final details for it, but it may be kind of fairy themed. Actually, it definitely is going to be very fairy themed, so I'm super excited about it. So if you want to know more about that, you can come join as well. Also, I'd just like to thank everybody that is already a part of my Patreon. They are great and lovely, and I appreciate them all so much. But with that, I'm going to let you guys go. That is the end of this video. That is the end of my February TBR. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I very much enjoy filming these TBR videos. I like being able to talk through some options with you guys and, you know, boot some books out, select some books for the TBR. It's always a good time. So yeah, with that, I'm gonna go. I hope you're all having an amazing Monday or whatever day it is that you're watching this video, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!